historic first for FC Ranngdaai as well. It is the 131st edition of the tournament. We are live from the Birsa Munda Football Stadium in Ranchi, Jharkhand. Temperature conditions comparatively soothing. That 74% humidity will play a part in the game. It will just make life difficult for the players in later stages of the match. The Sporting Club Delhi have been a force to reckon and watch out for. The way they've performed in their group stage games. The start was a bit difficult against Jamshedpur, where they didn't have too much possession. Namte's brace got them the first to win. But after that, they started to fly and never came down. A 7-goal thriller. And back-to-back games, 7 against the Indian Air Force as well. Hat-trick heroes, more goals from Namte, previous goal scorers on the park. They're in full groove right now. And the challenge will be from this side, from Manipur, from the None Valley, who have come up to write a story of their own, beating Indian Navy 1-0 in their opening game, and then that special hat-trick from Middle Tole, which gave them the win against their rivals, Trau, and almost sealed their way to the knockouts. We've seen a lot of quality in this side, but they couldn't beat Naroka, a dramatic fixture where they did take the lead, but then the storyline wasn't in their favor. Own goals and red cards and a lot of drama involved. They eventually finished on top of their group. Namte's addition has been a key to Sporting Club Delhi's midfield. Not just the way he performs and controls the center of the park, but also the way he's moved up to try and score the goals. Of course, along with that machine and Rodriguez, you can't stop scoring. Hyman's return will make many Sporting Club Delhi fans and the neutrals happy as well. FC Ranngdaai have the quality and leadership of Kishan in the midfield and a lot of dynamism in Amarjeet in their attacking midfield area as well. The goals have to come from Middle Tole as well as the team who need to play together. They're a kind of a team who do not depend on individuals, but players and unit. That is what makes them a strong watch, a strong opponent for any team facing them. The prestigious awards of the Duran Cup, the President's Cup as well. All the 3 trophies here, that is what they are all fighting for. Will the Hornbills take the leap and fly, writing their first ever entry to the semis after reaching the quarters? Will Sporting Club Delhi do the same as well, even though they have players who have played at this stage? But as a team, this is their first as well, reaching the quarterfinals of the Indian Oil Duran Cup. A tough contest for both the sides. The side for Manipur travelling a long way to Jharkhand, different conditions as well. To tell you more details about the same, joining us in the comment box is Henry Menezes. Welcome. And what is your expectations from this first quarterfinal?
Oh, it's a fantastic tournament today. We're talking about a grand stage for this team, FC Ranngdaai, and it's absolutely brilliant for them coming up to this match. But it's interesting to understand that we have to expect a pattern in a very close combat over here, especially when we talk about the opening periods, and that is going to be very interesting. Is how they approach this game. They have been very compact in defense. They've tried to get out on the counters and been successful of scoring goals, and what a way they have got into after beating Navy into coming into the semi-finals. But Sporting Club Delhi, they have shown that they can really keep the possession, keep that orientation of passing the ball around. The attacking side, while is going to be more established to see these players really on the big stage, because they are here to stay for the entire season, get into the next big tournament. So great fight over here. a great comeback and expect more goals.
Yeah, you can certainly expect that. We have a team that has scored 16 goals in the group stage. And Sporting Club Delhi, they have just conceded 2 though. That will make life difficult for FC Ranngdaai. They've scored 6 and conceded 6 in the group stage. That match against Neroka is something they'll have a headache from, which they have to recover quick. And they're missing their key player, Rocky Veche, who plays down the right channel, suspended after receiving a card. But this venue, this is their first as well, hosting the Indian Oil Duran Cup. They have not disappointed. They have given us a packed house every time. It is time right now. We have the guests of the game. We have an introduction with the players as well. We have Sri Santosh Kumar Kangwar, the Honorable Governor of Jharkhand. General Upendra Dwivedi, PVSM, AVSM. Lieutenant General Y.S. Alawat, SM, AVSM, YSM General Officer commanding 17 corps. But this is the crowd which charges up the ones on the pitch and gives them more motivation to perform, Henry.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. When you talk about the home ground, you talk about the turf, which is done very beautifully out here. We just want to wait and get that opening whistle from the referee to see the action over here. Fantastic surrounding around. Players love to play when they are backed up, and that's going to be exactly what's going to happen over here. Both the teams, very contrasting approach, but delivery is important.
Absolutely. And along with the ones I mentioned, is Major General Sajan Singh Man, the General Officer commanding Combat Integrated Battle Group 23, and Sri Mukesh Kumar, IAS Secretary Sports, Major General Dinesh Kumar Singh as well, the VSM General Officer commanding of Bengal Sub-Area. Major General Jitendra Singh, VSM General Officer commanding Jharkhand and Bihar Sub-Area, as well as the Director of Territory, Rishabh Babna. All of their support is very important as the players have been given a platform from where they can rise. We've seen a lot of quality players coming up and a lot of emerging talents as well. One of them playing for Ranngdaai, Midul Tole.
And we always talk about Duran being a team, being a tournament of the big stage, talking about the national stage where you have live telecast, you have coaches, you've got scouts, everybody really waiting and watching to find the next big star. And that's exactly what FC Ranngdaai has done. Their approach to this tournament has been great. They have rubbed shoulders with the top teams in the tournament, and now they make every player believe that if you are talented and you get a top stage, you are there to give a fight to any team that comes in front of you. And that's going to be interesting over here. That's the proof of the Duran Cup that gives that opportunity to the youngsters.
Yeah, the center of attention, of course, you saw the Honorable Governor of Jharkhand, Sri Santosh Kumar Kangwar. But yeah, what's going to happen on the pitch is what has brought this crowd in numbers at this stadium. Jamshedpur found a new home at the Birsa Munda Football Stadium, Ranchi. This time they were the hosts of their group, Sporting Club Delhi finishing on top. Of course, Jamshedpur have qualified as well. They face Munbakan. The quarterfinal draw looks interesting too. East Bengal facing Indian Army and Northeast United and Shillong. That is a rivalry that is growing over the years. Jatinder Singh in charge of today's game with Sanjay E.S. and Vasant Kumar to assist him down the lines, and Shurajit Das, the fourth official.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting here, Vashwa, when we talk about the prediction of these games and things like that. When we talk about the Sporting Club Delhi, they should be hot favorites because of the elite experience. They've got the attacking depth. Their recent scoring form has shown them that they are a team to beat. And looking at Ranngdaai, they simply maintain that defensive discipline. If they can do that and keep it very narrow and compact between lines, I think they can give a run for money.
They certainly can. One man on your screen on the left-hand side, Gogo, has been a constant leader for wherever he has played. Consistent in his art down the right channel. primarily a right back, but playing as a right wing back here. Nora Fernandez continues on goal. That defense looks very solid with the experience of Ashutosh Mehta, Duran and Manoj out there. Gogo and Sanatomba to play the wing backs with Ayman Azhar and Namte central. Rodrigo and Pena, that combination has been deadly. 3 goals for Pena. And of course, 5 in a game for Rodrigo now. FC Ranngdaai, on the other hand, they have quite a few forced changes. Pantiga starts on goal. Rojan, Amit Kumar and Lanchungre with Kaifaba in the defense line. Kishan and Kai Sungmei to control that midfield. Narvesh has to come in place of suspended Rakiveje. Amajit, who scored that opening game winner against Navy. Starts with Chingampo and Middle Tole up front.
What a fantastic display over on that, Delhi trying to play the 3-5-2 system, and Ranngdaai also trying to put in a lot of men in that midfield, 4-2-3-1. It's going to be a battle for the midfield, and both the coaches, Joy Tundra Singh on the screen over here, will be the man really wanting his team, who has done so much of hard work and believed in themselves, to really get on that stage and really ponder to try and stop the scoring from Sporting Club Delhi.
Indeed so. A lot of firepower from Sporting Club Delhi. And playing like the big ones in the tournament, would want to go further into the semis and then the final and then grab the trophy. But Ranngdaai have a dream in their eyes. A dream they want to turn into reality and turn their first entry into the tournament to a memorable one. It already is, but more so it'll be if they manage to get hold of that coveted trophy, the coveted crown.
Yeah, wonderful start here to this opening of the quarterfinals. You've seen Ashutosh on the right simply getting up whenever he gets the ball, puts more men into the attack. It's going to be interesting how this midfield is going to pan, whether they'll give that space in the middle to operate over there, or whether they will go through the wings.
Straight away into the Sporting Club Delhi, attacking from left to right. Ranngdaai in their yellow stripes, bright from right to left. One common factor, what we've seen throughout the group stage games, is that Ranngdaai, they do not keep majority of the possession, but whenever they want to attack, whenever they have the ball, they play forward passes in play and quickly transition into attack.
Yeah, that's exactly what they will look forward, because they've got that man over there, Dole, the man who's got the control, the speed, the first touch, which is very required for the strikers, and he can finish clinically. And what else do you want? The vertical passes will be something that we see of Ranngdaai. If they can really get onto it, they've got Amarjit up front along with him, and Chuingampao, Naresh Singh on the wide. They can trouble.
Here they come from the right. Their first attack of the game. Middle Tole has Amarjit in support. A little check back. Chopped and easy by Azhar. Ayman's return will also be a key for Sporting Club Delhi. But for that, they had to sacrifice a foreign midfielder.
Yeah, very interesting here. As you see, Ayman on the left, always waiting to get on. Azhar will be always on the ball, just screening in front of the defenders. A very vital position over here. He's one man who can really put the ball on the wide. His diagonal passes are something that the strikers, Rodrigo and Pena, will look forward to.
Ayman right now is playing down the right. There's Azhar. The two brothers who have earned fame over the years, especially during their Kerala Blasters days. And now with Thomas Shores moving to Sporting Club Delhi, he's brought those two lethal weapons with him. Time for transition for Ranngdaai. Just away from Middle Tole.
And great interception there in that middle of the park. That's going to be very interesting. Kishan Singh and Guy Swangmai, both of them are going to be vital over there because they sit in front of the defense. They will have that block. And whenever they get the ball, they just put that ball up. With the Naresh, Chinkampao, and Midul will be on the attack. And that's going to be the game over here today. Whoever really controls that midfield is going to really have an advantage.
A tough ask, isn't it? Indian midfield from Sporting Club Delhi, of course, with Azhar, Ayman, Namte, and then Kishan, Kaiswangmei, and Amarjeet. More of Kishan and Kaiswangmei in that midfield role because Amarjeet likes to move up, likes to join attack. Okay, Faba. Trying to keep possession. I've been surprised to see the exclusion of Chona Kamei from Ranngdaai's lineup. He's been the most effective in that defense line against Niroka, even though they conceded a lot of goals that day, having to play with 9 men on the pitch eventually. But apart from that, he's the one who scored their only goal. And he was leading the side from the back. We have to wait to get to that discussion because Midul Tole was driving in down the right. Just a goal kick, looks like.
That was a strong tackle from the defender. He simply gets in pace. He knows that this guy, if he gets the ball and a little space, his acceleration is absolutely brilliant to get past the defenders. But well done there, Badwan.
Yeah, he's a happy centre-back, Devan Philip Mena. And why I say happy is because his defence has conceded just 2. And he's got the goal in the previous game.
High pressing there from Ranngdaai. FC Ranngdaai has shown that they are meaning business over here right from the word go. They have just kept that possession. Generally, we see them play more vertical passes, but the 3, 4, 5 passes in the middle shows that they have that space that is required, and there's no much of pressure from Sporting Club Delhi.
Yeah, I think they've done their homework because Sporting Club Delhi generally like to sit and wait for mistakes and then pounce on them. And here's a lazy touch from Ayman. Very unfamiliar from him. But now it's back with Sporting Club Delhi. Generally the one superior in possession. That's what we've seen in the group stages, but it's a different stage, a different opponent, and one they've never faced. Manoj. Lovely touch from Azhar to turn. Finds Ayman, who goes with the outside of the boot to find Gogo. He's seen the options in the area. Free header at the far post. Sebastian Pena, his eyes lit up, but the target wasn't to be found this time.
That was a great ball from Gogo. Simply when he gets the ball, he looks on top and looks wide. If you look at that, 3 red shirts from behind trying to attack that ball and nobody there man marking him. What a fantastic leap. That head just couldn't hit the target. That would have been something for the goalkeeper to test.
He's got 3 goals already before this game. 4 and Sebastian Pena. 3 goals for Namte as well. So there are goal scorers, and he could have got his 4th and very early lead for Sporting Club Delhi. Of course, they'll keep creating chances, with Rodriguez having scored 6 up front. So right from above Azhar, you have a lot of goal scorers moving up.
Yeah, very true, because when we talk about games, we want to know about combinations, and that's what we want to see. Pena and Rodriguez up front over there, how they will pan and combine themselves, because they've got very good Gogo on one side and Ayman on the other side, to give them the balls from the cross.
Well read by Gogo. Just anticipated it so well. Now Namte. Ayman. He's loving that idea of using the outside of his boot today. Not a great clearance. Could have called upon trouble, but cleared before that. Now they have a chance to move into that transition quick. Kishan. And no one on the right. Middle Dole moving forward. Kishan tries himself. Take your hats off.
अरे भाई क्या शॉट था यार.
Spectacular strike from Kishan. The dream has been given wings to fly. And can they carry on that leap and turn it into something big? That is what they have to look forward to. But Kishan Singh has certainly given a statement start to FC Ranngdaai.
Brilliant piece of work there. Look at him. He's run 20 meters into the opponent half. Nobody really getting him to disconnect him from that pass. But look at him. He's just in front of him. Goal in front of him. Two defenders pounding on him. The ball inch perfect. Just dips in the last moment. The goalkeeper tries in vain. And what a fantastic goal that is. And what a great start for this young man, Kishan.
He scored 2 goals in the tournament with this one now, and both have been special finishes. Absolutely stunning to watch, and nothing for the goalkeepers to do as such. And the moment he received that ball in the midfield, he was like, you can have all the possession in the world you want to. Then you give us the ball, we're going to hurt you, quick and bad.
Yeah, 10 minutes into the game, 1 goal lead. What a fantastic situation over here. And that's because they have cut out every possible ball going up to the strikers. And they've made themselves with more men in that midfield. That 4-2-3-1 is really working for them.
Yeah, 3-5-2 against the 4-2-3-1, something on pen and paper which many do not look forward to. But might play a very key part. Another long ranger. And they're really trying to exploit that void left in between the defense line and the midfield.
Sometimes you wonder what's happening out there. A lot of yellow shirts in the attack, wave after wave over there. Midul Amarjeet, Naresh and Chingampao, all of them trying to get into that attacking zone. It'll be very interesting how they deal with this.
Excellent combination between Namte and Ayman before that pass was given away. Talented bunch of midfielders in Sporting Club Delhi as well. But given the kind of players they have in this squad, Sporting Club Delhi, they can very well move into a back four whenever they wish to. But do they wish to? Because it's too early. Just a 1 goal is what they've conceded.
Yeah, they take the ball out in the out of danger zone, try to put that vertical pass, and look at that. The vertical passes is something that is the style of play of this team, and they have been very successful. A number of yellow shirts up front there, simply giving that options, into the box. You want to strike, you strike direct, you get into the box. You have players like Amarjeet, you got Dole up front there, always trying to sizzle past players. What a way to start this game.
Yeah, been full of surprises, isn't it? The 135th edition of the Indian Oil Duran Cup, powered by the State Bank of India and Coal India Limited, organized by the Indian Armed Forces and supported by the government of Jharkhand. Sporting Club Delhi are the ones who have played the opening 3 games at this venue. So it's kind of a home for them. FC Ranngdaai for the first time have travelled here. This Kishan Singh, he used to play for Trau FC in the past in the Indian Football League, then called the I-League. And there used to be so much quality in that midfield.
Push from behind very clearly. Ayman trying to find a fight with the referee for his turn. Nevertheless, it's going to be something over here to watch over here when we talk about the supplies cut from the wings, the supplies cut from the mid. What does Sporting Club Delhi do now? Because they've got two talented strikers over there. Give the ball to him and they can really do the damage. Right now, the defense is tight.
Sanatamba might just try and help them come back. Solid block by Kishan, and why I was mentioning that midfield a while ago was that there were three talented players. One of them made a move first, Falguni Singh, who was later signed by Northeast. Along with that, there was Kishan and another promising creative player in Netrajit Singh. So sometimes we have those lost stars. When you suddenly find them, you feel happy. They're getting the platform and the recognition they deserve. Kishan Singh with these two special goals just reminds everyone the quality he has.
It's always brilliant to be on that stage, to be recognized. And that's exactly what this Duran Cup is all about. Pre-season, early catch for talented players, and what a display that is from this Manipur team.
Yes, Kishan again. Hard-working as ever. And then Chungray. Namte wins it back. He's been one of the performers of that midfield, but Ayman can draw out something special when he wants to. Brave block. Another chance just behind Rodriguino. Gogo's turn to deliver. Back with him, Gogo. Smartly done. Still Gogo. Important save from Kame Pantiga. Determined FC Ranngdaai trying to hold on to that lead. And now we're looking for a counter, which they still can. Middle Tole has stolen it from Ashutosh Mehta. Middle Tole, he can shoot from these areas. The idea was so right, but just not the touch, a bit heavy.
What a fantastic piece of hard work that is from Tole. Simply gets that ball, 2 or 3 defenders really surrounding him. He tries to wriggle past them. But this is something that they just missed. Couldn't get the men in the right spot at the right time. But look at that block. That defensive block is absolutely brilliant. And that skill from Gogo simply shows that he can go 1v1. And look at him. The back heel and a turn, but doesn't have that space that is required for him. Goalkeeper does pretty well there to really get back onto the ball.
What a bright idea. What tenacity there to win the ball back from Ashutosh Mehta initially. Amarjeet first and then Middle Dole. Excellent atmosphere too. It is the first quarter final of the 135th Indian Oil Duran Cup, Asia's oldest football tournament. If you look at statistics closely, the last 2 games for FC Ranngdaai, in both the games, they had exactly 36% possession. And would you be surprised if I say Sporting Club Delhi in their last 2 games had a similar story, even though they had majority, but exactly 68% possession, same in the last 2 games. Middle Tole has won it back. Naresh, more of each with playing right back, having to play makeshift right wing.
Yeah, the style is very good, going and pressing the defenders they're playing a little bit deep. If you look at Ashutosh, Duran, all the 3 centre backs played a little deep so that they can get some space up front there. But the quick transition from FC Ranngdaai, and then getting back behind the ball is such a delight to watch.
Rodriguino to Manoj. Sanatamba. Namte has reached the right area. Rajan Mitte was present. Smooth movement from Ranngdaai.
It's very free, fluid movement. Like you said, the passing the ball, absolutely. They have really got onto the left side, trying to find the channel out there. So there are three central defenders. Ayman really getting back into defending for most of the time. We want to see him in the attack, but all of a sudden, you see that energy from FC Ranngdaai. They've shown that they can pass the ball, they can keep the possession, they can find the gaps.
On the set piece. Nice whip on that delivery. Midul Chole with the acrobatic. Can keep it on target, and the physios will be required. Collision of heads.
I think that was something, we talk about the ball coming up to Kaifaba. They tried to go in for the back head. That acrobatic from the man Dole, look at that. The back head really going in to the defender. Both of them having that impact over there.
It was Rodriguez down defending. Some trouble. Both teams play a lot of forward passes. That is one common, and a very little playing backwards. Sporting Club Delhi played only 17% of their passes backwards amongst almost 1,600 passes they've played in the tournament. Ranngdaai's number would go down even lesser, just 14% back passes.
Yeah, looking at what they played against Neroka and Tro, they were defending for a long time with that vertical pass up front. And what a game that they played. Where Dole got his hat-trick was something to watch. And that's the spirit that they have in them, that they can take the top guys right from the throat. And what they displayed today is absolutely brilliant.
Some flair there from Ayman and Penna. Ayman trying to do something extraordinary again.
Yeah, there are 2-3 things to ponder in this game over there. You got this Ayman who was sizzling on the left. Why is he playing on the right? You wonder sometimes. And then you have the two top players of yours up front, nobody feeding up to them. No diagonal ball. That means the defense of FC Ranngdaai has been spot on. They've done their homework. They've stopped the supply coming to the strikers up front. They've locked the wide. And that's going to be interesting how they unlock themselves, Sporting Club de Goa, because they've got players like Penna who can really damage if he gets the ball up front. Ayman who can cross that ball. And you've got Rodriguez, who's a man who's been scoring at will.
Some pressure from Rodriguez. Deep clearance there given away to Sporting Club Delhi, who are having possession but might have an unpleasant stat. Let's keep it for later for Rodriguez, even though he scored 6 goals. He hasn't got his chance yet today. Sanatamba to Namte. Ashutosh still in full groove after years of his service in Indian football.
Yeah, he's been brilliant over there right from the time Mumbai City were born. He was there with the team and going all over the country and now helping Sporting Club Delhi. He's got that ability to really get on to the wide tackle. He's going to be a fantastic player for the team.
Yeah, of course. The ones who followed Indian football for long know. Mumbai FC you're talking about, the Yellow Brigade back then.
Yeah. You've been seeing how teams give opportunity to players. Today he's the star. And that's what Duran Cup 2 does.
Really a platform for these players. Not the ones already established, but the ones who are coming up through the ranks. Just for example, Midul Dole himself has got the emerging player award of Group D, where FC Ranngdaai were playing. And the last pass needed to be better. Pena and Rodrigo not on the same wavelength there.
Look at that. Once you get the ball inside, you have to really get the ball to the right people, the right players up front, Pena and Rodrigo inside the box. If you can't get them, you can't get into that attacking zone, you're going to be crowded off with the yellows. And it's going to be interesting to see how they really unlock this midfield, which is being now controlled by Ranngdaai.
Different ways to look at it. When you say control, doesn't always mean having the ball and playing it square, but it's who's controlling the way of the game. And you're absolutely right. The ones just like that, having the control of that midfield, winning it back. It should be a free kick.
Tackle from behind. He's unpredictable. If you look at Dole, his style of play, getting into the ball, he always keeps the defenders really guessing. Look at that. He keeps the ball in front of him, just taps the ball away from the defender, trying to turn there. Gets a whack from down from the defender. But he is unpredictable up front. You just cannot predict when he will get into an acceleration mode, when he will go with 1v1.
Certainly not, but expected a lot better from a free kick from that area. Generally, you see them being floated forward.
Yes, I think that was a very poor free kick. It just didn't hit the balance. Body over the ball was not right. Nevertheless, he's got that goal for his team that has kept them really huffing and puffing with the ball, getting in that position, moving into the attacks. And that's the score that shows you, one on target, one on top, 4 chances they had.
Same story for the two teams in terms of the attempts. Ayman, excellent work, and then finds Rodrigo. Hope to get it back from him, but still Rodrigo. Clear pull of a shirt.
That's defending, that's pressure, that's pressing. And a man with that quality, you can take that ball away from and get behind the defenders and look at them, how they crowded him off, that frustration, pulling up the shirt back of Kishan. The referee giving that foul. This is frustration. This is frustration creeping in. And the nod of the head, he shouldn't be doing that.
Frustration creeping in, that is the key word. That is why he's done that eventually. Not getting chances up front. Pena and Ayman might just be more comfortable switching positions, because that is where he played that previous game, Pena. And he also scored a spectacular long ranger from the midfield. So maybe if that little tweak is done, and Ayman is more comfortable up there on the left, moving up.
I'm just wondering, when they're playing the ball, that 2-3 balls over there, there's no man-to-man marking. There's no players who are trying to intercept or dislodge that midfield over there. A free flow of passes. That's really worrying over here. If they are going to give this kind of space to a team like FC Ranngdaai, they're going to really expose them.
They haven't faced one such opponent of late. That is one problem sometimes. When you're just too comfortable in your skin, you just haven't been tested to your limits. You haven't faced pressure. Just complacent and happy But Namte can change all that talks. Cleverly laid off towards Sanatomba. Namte's reaction sums it up. He's not at all happy. Not sure if with himself or Sana's won. Another opportunity. The defense bails out the keeper.
A little bit of lack of concentration in that defense over there. And that exactly what was done. A diagonal ball straight inside. The goalkeeper tries to come out. But that was deflected. A header that goes by for a corner.
First one of the game then. Some planning from Sanatomba and Azhar to find a red shirt, but all they find is a one in yellow, and they come up in a counter. Have options already. Amarjeet, look at the pace in which they move, but Sporting Club Delhi have done well to recover. Middle Tole went down a bit easy.
Yeah, I think that very swift over there, the vertical passes, getting from the defense to Amarjeet and then finding Dole over there. It's absolutely a delight to watch. And look at that. His first touch was good enough, but he just miskicked that to get in that space where he didn't have. And Mohammad did very well.
And time for the first hydration break of the game. Tiring, but not too tired given that they haven't been too interested in high pressing. They've had the ball. But of course, a chance to regroup, get some more instructions from Thomas Shores. Maybe a lot depends on Ayman. He's coming back from an injury. Ranngdaai have sheer belief in their minds. We'll meanwhile have a look at that wonder strike from Kishan Singh.
Yeah, brilliant piece of work. Nobody there really, getting on to the player. Simply a free shot given to him and he dips it right. It's not very deep or away from the goalkeeper. Don't know how the goalkeeper did not manage to get his hand to it. But what a strike that is. One of a lifetime.
I heard many keepers, especially like Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, asking their defense line to let them shoot. You won the challenge. Of course, they won't let you, but what would you have done back in the days? Would you want players to shoot from distance? Is that a win-win for you, or would you just want them to be blocked before coming towards you?
Yeah, of course, you always think that last line of defense that is yours is your enemy. Because one deflection from them, you have back of the goalpost, and that's going to be very dangerous. So you have to keep the communication. You have to keep shouting at them to say that your man is behind you, man around you. And that's going to be interesting over here. Kishan got a very free shot over there. A little bit more communication with the goalkeeper would have been really good to hasten that defense, to really go and cut that off, or at least challenge him.
Of course, as a team, as a coach, anyone would want a challenge coming in. Why allow a free shot that is half a chance? Still a 1-0 lead for FC Ranngdaai. Middle Tole in an offside position.
I sometimes wonder, why Sporting Club Delhi is playing so deep in their own half. You can understand if they want to make that space. But then I thought they will slowly and steadily try to control that territory in the midfield, which has not happened over there.
Nicely trapped and distributed by Rodriguez. They'll need to reach the box as well. Namte has been the brightest spot in that midfield, even after having Ayman and Azhar. Coco, calmly done, very calmly. Very well defended by Rojen and Kaifaba.
No panic there, no panic at all. Though this was one of the best moves that is coming out from the wide. A nice ball coming in diagonal over there, right from top. A good header actually from Gogo. But look at Rojan, just comes in the nick of time without any panic. Just wants to connect the ball so that it goes out of danger. That's exactly what he did.
A different taker this time. But the plan looks similar. And there's a man down in the box, similar to the previous one. A curler straight towards that defense line. Namte, a looped ball in, and now off the crossbar, or the upright rather. Namte's header. How have they not got the first is what they will keep thinking.
What a way to go. What a way to go inside that box. Look at that, the number of red shirts getting the chance over there. And how can you miss that? Namte just hits the upright. What a chance that was to get level.
It might be the angle just too close, but initially you would expect Rodriguino or Duran to kind of hit the target. And Duran initially was looking for that pass towards Rodriguino, who is not in a position to head it in, but that's much better from Sporting Club Delhi.
Yeah, I think that fluid movement we saw once again, that star coming in from the left, the ball coming in very well. But Namte, even if he closed his eyes, he would have got it into the target. Unlucky for him.
Almost a steal there by Ranngdaai. Well done by Azhar, and now Sanatomba. Would like to highlight just on that build-up to the previous Ranngdaai move when Delhi were attacking. There was a cross in the box which was chested down by Amit Kumar instead of clicking the panic button, but that was dangerous. Rodriguino creating danger. And now Ashutosh from the right. Falls to Pena. Santomba. Patience before the delivery. Kept his eyes on the ball. Kamei Pantiga, the Ranngdaai captain.
Yeah, I think this man has to be watched over there. He's got the ability to really curve that ball. But nice ball given on to the right. The diagonal came very well. Goalkeeper was forward, but nicely collected over there. Keeps it out of danger. And what confidence the team has got now on this man, Dole. He's been a live wire up front. Just get him. He just couldn't get onto that connection to the ball. Rashid was down. Lucky for him. The intention was not there, but the referee would have picked up the yellow card.
Again, one back. Kishan is trying to curl it in. Now with Lanchungre. Sporting Club Delhi really not finding it easy if you look at the clock. It's deep into the first half. And the score line that Delhi would have expected in their favor is against them.
Ranngdaai, the man who brought down Ayman, and that's exactly what they want to do. They want to cut off all that passes coming from the midfield. Whichever pass would come in for Pena and Rodriguino has got to be cut off, and that's the instruction from the bench. And they have done this to the T.
Still very early in the game to predict anything, but very strong start from FC Ranngdaai. And Sporting Club Delhi right now are struggling to find an idea to try and break them. It's been very similar. When he looked a bit off, it was covered by Rojan. Eventually given offside.
Yeah, that's the run that we want to see from Pena and all. The ball just didn't come at the right time. That's why he moved a couple of steps away from the defender. That was a great ball because we are afraid If Penna can make his run between that defenders when the ball comes diagonal, he's going to be dangerous.
Under some pressure, Thomas Joss. Plan A hasn't quite worked, but he'll wait a few minutes more patiently before it's half time, and then maybe think of plan B, unless they get a goal out here. It's Ranngdaai's turn to attack. Naresh holding on, a defender in nature. It just shows that here.
That's very brilliant of him, especially when you're playing against experienced players over there. The talent, the technique is very important. And the way he keeps himself really sturdy there on that corner to win that one, to bring all the yellows inside the box.
First corner for FC Ranngdaai, the 40th minute of the game. Kishan delivers. It wasn't a bad delivery. And Manoj heads it out. Amit Kumar tries his luck. And they're all brave enough to have the confidence to shoot from that range.
Yeah, very ambitious, but nevertheless, they tried one from Kishan. That's the reason why the follow-up. Nobody there to really cut him off. Look at him. He's got all the time in the world to really put that ball in the place where he wants to shoot, but just couldn't hit that target.
Do not give them the ball in the midfield. They're so quick to come up in attack. Thankfully, that was well defended by Sporting Club Delhi. Kenya waits. Ayman. Here's where he can come alive. Rojan Mate has been a strong wall in front of that attacking unit of Sporting Club Delhi.
Yeah, you're bang on that. Not only Rojan, but all the defenders. They really crowd off that mid. Don't allow them that chance to even look at the goal. How Rojan comes, and Ayman is the man. Just couldn't get that through him.
Manoj finds Penia, who is time and again moving wide. That is a free kick in a very promising area now.
Yeah. Tries to cut inside. That's exactly that his quality. Look at that. Beautifully trying to cut that inside. The tagging leg just clips him off that move, and sure, he's got an injury on that leg. Hope he'll be up and running.
Is it Rodriguez to take that free kick? Isn't he the one you want in the box?
Yep. Very rightly said there. You're a striker. Sometimes you have the confidence in that set piece.
Yeah, that is what I thought. He was trying to shoot from that angle. Very difficult and straight to the wall. Wasted opportunity.
Yep. So a player of his caliber should have been inside that box to receive the tall diagonal ball, which is very dangerous sometimes.
And here's where Penia is more dangerous. And now Ayman has moved to the left. And maybe momentarily, that might just work for them.
Yeah, we've seen him in the last matches, Ayman always being dangerous on the left, because he's always been supported by the full wing backs coming into the attack. But this man has been a thorn. He's been a thorn. Every time the ball comes to him, there are 2 or 3 players trying to stop him, and he's always tried to get something out of it. A free kick now.
Yeah, he just glides through anyone, isn't it? Just like a smooth way through even 2-3 defenders. But yeah, like a thorn for the defenders.
Very true.
And this time the touch wasn't too good. Might be the commentator's curse again. And 2 minutes of regulation time remain in the first half. Oh, lovely touch from Amajit, but not on the same wavelength. Middle Tole.
Look at that pressing, when you talk about the ball, they've lost the ball, how fast they get onto that pressing mode to really press and get that ball back, and they're very comfortable with doing that.
Yeah, very. And they all come down to defend. Except for Middle Dole, everyone made that shape compact, maintaining the line, and then they move up. But that is a mistimed challenge. Namte quickly closed again, and every shot they try from outside the box so far has been closed down, and that's a wonderful turn from Middle Dole. And this time the card will come out for Namte. He had no other option but to stop him that way.
He's unstoppable, when you talk about Dole and the ball, he's always there. Like we said, unpredictable over there. There, he's brought down. And a yellow card by the referee. What a player, I've seen him. We talked about I am Vijayan, we talk about the top strikers, but this man is different.
A long way to go and high expectations already. He's himself set that standard. Given the glimpses we have seen of him. 4 minutes is what Sporting Club Delhi have in hand to try and come back before the break. And Ranngdaai will want to hold on, maybe even increase the margin. Middle Tole in the box. Some confusion, which helps Sporting Club Delhi to get away from danger.
The entire defense is under pressure over here, Vashwar. Time and again, that man Dole simply gets into the ball and invites more midfielders along with him. And that's the confidence that he gives when he is with the ball. You look at Amarjit, he moves up. Naresh goes off the other side. And Chingam Pao also into the attack. And then Kishan slowly comes from behind. And what a way they have shown that they can really press this elite team at a big stage like this.
Well kept in by Chingampo. Got a start today, wanting to impress. Some confusion out there. Looks absolutely wasteful. In his mind, he thought someone would be there. But you mentioned that they can do this pressing against the big teams. The best part about them is they do not really care who is up against them. They just want to play.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest stage for them, and they can actually give out all what they have. That was a great try from them. I was a little bit shocked at how was he stopped from behind over there. But nevertheless, the referee said play on. And these players, like we are talking about, they're pressing, they're moving up. They don't care. They just want to play an attacking brand of football. And that's the reason why the success here. It's all the kudos goes to the coach Joy Chandra Singh, who's really instilled that confidence in the team that they can take on any biggies of Indian football.
Absolutely. They had Birbal Singh down the touchline in the previous games as the head coach, and Joy Chandra as the assistant, who of course plays a key part. He's in charge today. Plays a big role in this performance for FC Ranngdaai. Opportunity for Rodriguez under pressure. Lost his footing, lost his balance, but Ranngdaai do not lose hope.
A great piece of work once again. We talk about the wings that they come from, and they've come once again. But the defense doesn't give them that space, behind there. And Rodriguez loves to come late inside to just tap the ball. Was defended pretty well there.
Floated in by Manoj. Coco almost had it in control. Rodriguez pressing. Chewingampo has seen a pass towards middle Dole. 1v2 with support arriving. It was a difficult pass to find Amarjeet, but they still have it. Naresh needs to do better there. It is a very rare lapse of concentration. Right now, Sporting Club Delhi have moved into the counter. Even though, look at the difference in numbers right now. All the yellow shirts are backed in defense.
And that's exactly what we were talking about, the vertical passing. How many options they had on top? Just one. Rodriguez up front over there with 3 backs. And then Kishan and Gaiswangi simply standing there in front of the defense, not giving that space enough. And that's how they control. They've controlled the midfield. They control the area that is required.
And they have kept themselves ahead in the contest at the break. It is half-time. FC Ranngdaai have surprised Sporting Club Delhi with that 9th minute stunner from Kishan Singh. And at half-time, the scoreline reads Sporting Club Delhi 0, FC Ranngdaai 1.